Americans are the most generous charitable givers in the world. Last year, Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, committed $500 million to the University of Oregon. He'd previously given $400 million to Stanford University. You see, the wealthiest among us tend to donate to prestigious universities and to museums, whereas those of more modest means donate to our places of worship and to social services organizations. This connects to a problem with our tax system. The tax incentives for giving to 501c3 organizations are much greater for wealthy people. So the priorities of the wealthy tend to be overrepresented in America's vast array of nonprofits. There's a fundamental issue of unfairness here. Let me explain more. Since World War I, Americans have been getting tax deductions for donations to charity. We have a progressive federal income tax system. So if you earn more money, you pay a higher tax rate. And the highest tax rate currently is 40%. So here's a math question for you. How much would someone who's paying a 40% marginal tax rate save for every $1 she gives to a 501c3? It's not tricky math here. The answer is 40 cents. Compare that with someone whose tax rate is 15%. She saves just 15 cents for every dollar that she gives. And that's only if she itemizes her taxes, which she likely doesn't because lower income earners don't itemize as often as higher income earners do. And when they don't itemize, they're not able to take advantage of the tax deduction, even though studies show that they donate proportionally as much to charity as the wealthy people do. So our charity system is fundamentally regressive. It works in favor of the tax-exempt institutions of the elite. It's unfair. A friend told me about a rich person in Seattle who attended a conservation fundraiser and donated $1 million to preserve habitat for the Sumatran tiger, which is an amazing creature. But what about habitat for human beings? Because the very wealthy benefit more from the charitable giving deduction, their priorities are overrepresented. As I said, the wealthy choose to give more to universities and arts and cultural organizations compared with middle and lower income people who prioritize their churches and organizations serving the poor. So here is what we should do about it. Congress is working on tax reform right now. One change they should make is to switch the tax deduction to a tax credit. Credits are subtracted from our final tax bills, and they don't depend on tax rates. We should allow a tax credit of, say, 15% of the amount that we donate. And that way, the tax savings would proportionally be the same for all of us. People are always saying we want a simpler tax system, whether on the right or left or in the center. This would be one tax simplifying measure, and it would correct a problem of unfairness. So picture it. With this policy change, organizations would be less intent on currying favor with the well-off, and nonprofits addressing the concerns of average people would benefit. So we'd probably see less money going to Stanford and more to groups that help people in need, like the Salvation Army. That would be a positive outcome.